really important realization for me that I realized too late. I wish I had known when I was in my 20s was that the the face we see, the presentation of a lot of celebrities, in particular, successful celebrities or celebrities, people, majority of people tend to respect, if not admire and want to emulate, is not the whole picture. Um, that dedication, that hard work, that passion that they present, not that it's false or it's fake, but it's what they want to deliver to the public. And there could be very good reasons behind it. It could be very benign, motivation that they want to inspire others, or they want the focus of their life, the meaning of their life, to be about that passion. Which is a great thing. But it can come across, it can be interpreted as, that presentation that we are given is pervasive throughout their whole life. And it's not. If you think realistically about human beings, besides the fact that we get sick, we get tired, things come up, we're all human. We all stumble and fall and make mistakes. And we have valleys and mountains to go through. And so no human being lives day in, day out like that. And despite that, that's something I believe for decades, that there were human beings who could live like that. And because I wasn't, then I wasn't truly living up to my potential. I wasn't worthy. Maybe I just wasn't made of the right stuff, so to speak. But it came to me, as you get older, you get wiser, maybe you read more, you interact with more people, that, nobody lives like that. Burnout and fatigue, while they can be used as excuses, probably more often than not are genuine. They're real things, regardless of how you feel about what you're doing. So if you're pursuing something that's important to you and you have doubts and you feel physically empty, mentally exhausted, having trouble focusing and concentrating, that doesn't necessarily mean, in fact, I would say it probably doesn't mean that you've chosen the wrong thing or that you're not destined for some kind of success or even greatness in that area. It just means you're human. And the fact that you might believe certain other people who are very successful or who are models of success in this thing don't present their exhaustion or their burnout, their fatigue, doesn't mean they don't experience it, or at least that they never have. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you a loser just because you're going through this. And so I want people to know that you can still have success, and you can still improve, you can still be great, you can still even make an impact on the world, even if you need to take breaks or slow down, or even if you have massive setbacks. I'm talking, and I'm not just talking like a couple days off, I'm talking weeks, months, and years off. You can still come back. And there are stories about that too if you pay attention. The fact is, there's two things I think are really pertinent to talk about in regards to this. And one is, no one is going to know what you went through except you. And so no one's judgment or evaluation of where you are or how you're progressing should matter nearly as much as your own. And so it's really important that you are mindful of your self-talk and that you give yourself the requisite amount of compassion and patience that you would anyone else who's striving to do even half of what you're doing. And the second being, on the flip side, you never know what it is exactly someone is going to need from you. I remember having thoughts of like, Tony Robbins is like the greatest self-motivation guy in the world. Or, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. of basketball. That's pretty much objectively true. Stephen King is like one of the most successful fiction writers out there. I used to want to be a writer. So what's the point? Well, the point is, not everybody needs Tony Robbins. Not everybody likes Stephen King, and not even everybody even cares for basketball. So you don't have to be those things in order to be significant, for your effort and your actions to be significant and to maybe benefit someone. Beyond that, even if, a good number of people look up to Tony Robbins and think he's great, he's not that accessible. He's a multimillionaire, if not I don't think he's a billionaire, but he's really rich. And he's not willing to give that kind of focused time to someone. Sit down and talk with someone, offer something that's useful for someone at a rate they can afford, for lack of a better term. But maybe you can. Maybe they have access to you, and maybe that's all they need. You never know. So don't punish yourself too much. Go at whatever it is you're going at, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. And just keep at it. Because you never know down the line what it's going to do for you, or arguably more importantly, what it could do for someone else.